For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremations, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Larry Wayne Nix, age 68, of Sylacauga, is this morning at 11 a.m. from the Childersburg Chapel of Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Brother Jeff Thomas of Bonaire Baptist Church officiating. Burial in the Green Hill Cemetery. Mr. Nix died at the age of 68, March 18th at St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Kathy Fields Patterson, age 62, of Childersburg. That service will be Thursday at 2 p.m. from Childersburg's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel. Burial in the Tallahatchie Cemetery. Visitation is tonight from 5 until 8 p.m. at the Childersburg Chapel. Mrs. Patterson died March 18th in Shelby County. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Mildred E. Pfeiffer, age 69, is today at 1 p.m. from Shiloh Baptist Church. Burial in the Sylacauga Cemetery. Visitation today, 11 until 1 at the church. Mrs. Pfeiffer died March 15th at UAB Medical Center in Birmingham, Community Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Mary Kate Hale, age 61, is also today at Greater New Hope Church in Sylacauga at 2 o'clock. Burial in the Sylacauga Cemetery. Mrs. Hale died March 16th at her residence in Sylacauga, Community Funeral Home, directing. Graveside service for Karen Lee Morris, age 60, is 11 o'clock today at Oak Hill Cemetery in Talladega, with the Reverend Robert Klotz officiating. The family receiving friends this morning, 9:30 until 10:15 at Gray Brown Service Funeral Home. Mrs. Morris died Sunday at her residence. Online condolences at graybrownservice.com. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to the Alabama Children's Home or to the Gideons International. Gloria Campbell, age 63, of Wetumpka, died at her residence on Tuesday. Funeral arrangements are incomplete. They'll be announced by Radney Smith Funeral Home. Graveside service for Mr. Douglas Homer Hughes, age 76, of Alexander City. That service Thursday at 11 a.m. from the Smyrna Cemetery. The Reverend Scott Jordan officiating. Mr. Hughes died Monday, March 20th at Russell Medical Center. Memorial messages may be made to Brown's Nursing Home at 2334 Washington Street, Alexander City, Alabama. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radneyfuneralhome.com. Radney Funeral Home, Alexander City, with the arrangements. This obituary report brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. That's Curtis & Son Funeral Home. For pre-need, funerals, burials, and cremations, is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.